As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Automall will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.
Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Automall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. Time to make our picks for the second week of the state tournament, the semifinals, section semifinals. And what a great start to the playoffs for our local teams. 4 for 4. Newton, Lenape Valley, Pope John, and Sparta all win. They all get to play. 3 of the 4 teams will be on the road Friday. Pope John Saturday at 1. Hosts a monster game against St. Joe's. So let's get right to these picks. Lenape Valley, the number 4 seed, will go to number 1 seed Rutherford, North 2, Group 2. Lenape Valley, what can you say what they did Friday night to a very good Hanover Park team? 50-14. Troy DuPont set the tone, brought back the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and before Hanover Park knew it hit them, they were down 21-0 because they scored 2 more times. The Delaware Wing T was definitely in motion and clicking on all cylinders. Troy DuPont this year has over 1,000 yards. Nick Molinari, 636 yards, and he missed a couple of games. Cole Robertson, almost 400 yards. Brandon Brady, who was hurt, he had 407 yards, and he's going to be back. So they just run that so well. And when we made that prediction last week, we said, will it be the Lenape team that played against Mountain Lakes and Jefferson, or the one who played against Lakeland and Newton? Well, we got our answer, 50-14, as they advanced to the semifinals yet again. As we know, last year they made the finals, losing that heartbreaker to Madison. That offensive line, we mentioned them all the time. They do a great job. Joe Seck, Gabe Jimenez, Taro Johnson, Will Ernst, and Ron Lucchese, and then the big guy, Andrew Calley. And when they go double tight, Andrew Calley and Marshall Kellenberger, they get the job done. Defensively, they didn't really allow, the first unit really didn't allow much. Most of the Hanover Park touchdowns came later. I believe it was 42-0 at the half. But, Rocco Bonavolante, the big sophomore in the middle, he kind of gobbles up the center and the guards, and it allows J.C. Spada and the rest of the linebackers, Kellenberger, to come and do their job. And, Lucchese, they run that stacked linebacker group, so they did a great job. They're going to go to Rutherford. They beat Rutherford last year, 46-34, en route to go into the final. Rutherford's 9-0. They beat Lyndhurst, 30-6, the 8th seed. This is a good Rutherford team. A lot of these kids were on the team last year. Quarterback Kyle Russell, he's got 873 yards passing. Does a nice job with that. They have a running back, Albani Mendez, 110 yards rushing. Also a good receiver. He's got about 300 yards receiving. Billy Finn is a good player for them. Rich Marquez. They beat, and kid Reagan Landgren on defense. They beat Hasbrook Heights 14-7 to win the North Jersey Interscholastic Conference title. That's that small Group 1, Group 2 conference in Bergen and Passaic counties that has a conference tournament. And I've said all along, kind of gives them a little bit of advantage because in week 8 they play their semifinals and you get a lot of power points. So Rutherford won that. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. They're always good. But I think Lenape Valley plays anything like they played against Hanover Park. It's a win for Don, and he's back in the finals, looking for that first state final championship since 1999. Last year, they ended a long streak. They made the finals for the first time since 2004. I think if that Lenape Valley team comes to play like it did against Hanover Park, they're punching their ticket back to the championship game. They would get the winner of a surprising Hackettstown team. They went on the road and they beat Mountain Lakes. Sophomore quarterback Nick Gagliardi has stepped in and he had a monster game. They'll play number 2 Caldwell, who's very good. Brian Clark and their quarterback does it all. He's got about 1,700 yards passing. James T. Miller, Andy Costigan, nice players for Caldwell. So Lenape Valley Rutherford winner will get winner of Hackettstown Caldwell, and Hackettstown pulls the upset and Lenape Valley wins. It's a rematch of the regular season where Hackettstown beat Lenape Valley, and that really helped them get into states.
As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Automall will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.
Farmstead Golf and Country Club is the perfect place to host your event. Weddings, christenings, baby and bridal showers, and sports banquets. The staff at Farmstead will make your day a special one. The banquet facility overlooks their beautiful 27-hole golf course. Farmstead Golf and Country Club can also host your charity golf event. For more information on the Farmstead banquet facilities or to book your tee time, call 383-1666. Farmstead Golf and Country Club, located on Lawrence Road in Lafayette. Visit their website at farmsteadgolf.com.
Commitment to student success is what sets Sussex County Community College apart. Turn your passion into a career and learn from professors who are in the field and rich with experience. Imagine an education with endless possibilities and a campus full of life. Choose a degree or certificate that speaks to your inner self but doesn't have a lasting impact on your finances. Visit our open house on October 14th so that you can get started on a great education. Sussex County Community College. Start here, go anywhere.
You know you love pizza and Italian food. Dominic's Pizzeria and Italian Restaurant has got you covered from one end of the county to the other with 3 great locations. Dominic's, East Clinton Street in Newton, with a brand new dining room. Then there's Dominic's on Munsonhurst Road in Franklin. And the 3rd location is Chesco's, Route 94 south in Newton. All 3 locations offer simply great food. Dominic's in Newton, 383-9330. Dominic's in Franklin, 209-1007, and Chesco's, 383-2840.
Our next game, North 1 Group 3, 4th seeded Sparta, 9-1. They beat a very, very tough Bergenfield, who I underestimated, and that was my bad. They played much better than I thought they would, Bergenfield. It was only 7-0 at the half. They have a couple of nice players, Bergenfield. It's Stephen Polino, number 52. He had a game for himself on both sides of the ball. They'll go to number 1 seeded Ramapo, who's 8-2. They beat Pascagoula Valley 47-16, the 8th seed. Again, we talked about Jefferson not getting in at 4-4. Pascagoula Valley getting in with 2 wins. Would Jefferson beat Ramapo? I don't know, but I think it might have been a better game. That's my opinion. So Sparta last week really couldn't get the passing game going. So Thomas Agudo, 38 carries, 198 yards behind that big offensive line. We talk about him all the time. Ben Davis, Tyler Lewis, Robbie Gannat, Kevin Carpenter, Jason Giratano, and when they run the ball, they like to put Michael Candelaro at tight end, and they split out Thomas Ferraro. Though Ferraro's a big kid, but so is Candelaro. So they really did a nice job and got that big win, 17-0. Story of that game was the defense, which has been led all year by Ryan Richardson. He forced another fumble. Robbie Gannat recovered it. Candelaro's played great for them. Giratano and Davis were terrific at the ends. I was talking to defensive coordinator Chris Kappenmeyer. He was so happy with the way they played. And then the inside guys, Gannat and Sam Boucher, who stepped in and done a great job with the linebackers, and Matt Sigillo and TJ Hurley, the down linemen. And, they just played very well. So it was a big win for them. It was good to see Will Sisco's back. Ben McDonald still hurt, the receivers. Cisco caught a touchdown. Broccoletti looked like he was throwing for Castorina. Went through his hands. Cisco catches it. Big touchdown there. So they're going to see the game. Frank was saying after the game, Frank Marciano, he wants to reestablish the passing game. That's their bread and butter. Sets up the run against a good Ramapo team, which he has a lot of nice players. Their losses, they lost to Old Tapan, who's still alive in North 1 Group 4, and they lost to Wayne Hills, another Group 4 team. So the Ramapo losses, no shame there. They have a win over Riverdale this year. They have a very good running back, Luke Rangona, had 100 yards last year. Their quarterback, A.J. Wingfield, does it all. He can throw the ball. He's got 1,200 yards passing. He's got about just over 800 yards rushing. Shane Brancaglione, he's a very good running back and receiver too. This Ramapo team has a lot of weapons. Drew Gibbs is a great coach. They can move the ball. This is going to be a good game. A couple of years ago, these two teams played when Sparta made a run to win a state title, and Sparta kind of lumped them up. It'll be a little bit different this week. If Sparta can get its passing game on track, they're going to win. I mean, that's a big if. So I'm gonna go with Ramapo here, folks. I hate to go against the local teams, but they're pretty darn good. But if Sparta wins this game, they would play the winner of Riverdale, the number 2 seed, and number 3 Demorest. Now, some people think Demorest can beat Riverdale. They very well could. I just don't see DJ Nymphia's team, which has won 11 Check out this stat. 11 straight years they've won a state tournament game. Wrap your head around that. Getting into the states 11 straight years is pretty darn good. Then to win a game every year. That's Riverdale. They have a terrific terrific quarterback can do it all. David Estevez can throw and pass. So the winner of Ramapo Sparta will get that. I hope I'm wrong, folks. But I think Ramapo gets the win at home.
As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Otomo will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.
Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, specializing in public entity risk management, loss control, and self-insured alternatives. Put your trust in Arthur J. Gallagher locally by contacting George Moorville, who served Sussex County schools and municipalities for over 40 years. Arthur J. Gallagher and George Moorville support Sussex County athletes and charities. Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, business without barriers. For more information, call George Moorville at 973-383-3110.
Pop, 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 money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money.
Use your phone to pay your friends. You can even pay the rent. Out to dinner, pay your buddy. Use your phone to pop your money.
Lakeland Banks pop money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money.
Pay the sitter, send a gift. It's real easy, you get my drift? You don't need checks, you don't need cash. Use Pop Money, it's so fast.
Lakeland Bank's Pop Money, the easy way to pay people. Pop to it.
Pop, pop, pop.
Our next game we're going to look at is in North 1 Group 2. Fourth seeded, undefeated Newton 10-0 goes to top seeded Westwood, who's 9-1. You guys saw the highlights. What a classic that game with Pequannock was. Newton got up to the early lead. They were up 21-7. And I wrote a blog about this Newton team. And then so many kids contribute. Look at Nico Sebastiano with a huge touchdown catch. Usually everyone was probably loading up on looking for Jaden Elliott or Dante North or Chase Kramer coming out of the backfield. Nico gets a big touchdown. That just shows what kind of offense this is and what a job Luke Young does running that offense. You know, the Delaware wing tee isn't just grinded out, and Luke has shown that all year. Chase Kramer, another big game, over 100 yards. He missed a couple of plays. Nick Brigante came in and played well again. But the story was at the end of the game, Pequannock gets a possibility to tie the game with a 2-point conversion, 50 seconds left. And Noah Rivera-Sharp breaks it up, the 2-point conversion. Just a huge play for him and a great job of that defense. Van Ness, and I talk about it all the time. I might be beating a dead horse, but Troy Babcock, since he has settled into the defensive line as a down guy, along with Jimmy Harding and with Brigante and Van Ness at the ends, that is a tough 4-man line, folks. They are something to deal with. And you got Larson and Kaiser running around like crazy, and the 2 middle backers, and Dante North and Wyatt McCarthy. You got Luke Young, who's a terrific defensive player as well. Great job by them to beat Pequannock, who's a very good team. Westwood, top seed. Their only loss is to Riverdale, 23-30. They rolled past Ramsey, beat them 49-7. Now, earlier in the year, Ramsey only lost to them, I think it was 17-14. So I don't know what Westwood did, but they turned it on. A lot of kids back from that team that really did a job on High Point last year. I got to see them in person last year. Sean Hopkins, the quarterback's back. Last week, 11-14 for 103 yards. But on the season, 1,680 yards passing, and he's also rushed for almost 700 yards. So he's one of those guys that can do it all. Joe Kramer's one of the top tight ends around. He's a big kid. Sometimes they split him out. Sometimes he's got his hand in the dirt, but he's a kid that you got to watch for. Nicky Baez, Steve Rydell. Kramer also very good on defense. This is going to be a good game, folks. You know what? I'm sticking with the Braves. They're going to get to the state final for, I believe, the first time in school history. They're going to go down and shock the world and beat Westwood. A lot of people don't think that Newton has a chance. I do. This has just been a special team this year. And, a lot of people have penciled in Lakeland, which is going to play Manchester in the other Lakeland-Westwood final. I don't know. Lakeland might get there. I think they will beat Manchester. That's at Lakeland. Mark Fajardo, terrific quarterback. But I'm going with the Braves. This is just one of those magical years. And I'm going to go with the Braves going down to Westwood, getting to that state final, and getting the the Ryerson Rowdies all fired up.
As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Automobile will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.
United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve.
Party time or work time? Tri-State Rentals has the right tools and supplies for your next job or party, event, and wedding tents in many sizes, plus all the accessories you need to host that perfect party, including bounce houses, carnival games, and catering supplies. We also rent tools and equipment for any job, big or small, indoor or out. We rent, sell, and service Kubota tractors. Planning your next job or event just got easier. Visit Tri-State Rentals online at tristaterentals.com or visit our showroom, 105 Sparta Avenue, Newton.
American Federal Mortgage knows shopping for a mortgage can be stressful. They have the lowest rates in the nation with their state-approved lock and loan form. American Federal Mortgage has great customer service to answer your questions and concerns. They will get you into the home of your dreams. For more information, call 888-321-HOUSE or go to njmortgage.com.
Our last game we want to pick is a huge game. All these games are huge because if you win, you go to the state finals. So it doesn't get bigger than that. It's the number 3 seed, St. Joseph's. This is a non-public Group 3. They head to number 2, Pope John. Pope John last week, give Donovan Catholic a ton of credit. They came up and played them after Pingree and a couple other teams opted out, didn't want to play them. Donovan Catholic, great job by you guys. You know, that just shows the spirit of competition. But, you know, Pope John just rolled over them, to be expected. But, you know, obviously St. Joe's, they played them earlier in the year. They lost 20-14. They made a nice little comeback to make it interesting. But Joe's is loaded. Nick Patty, terrific quarterback, does it all. He's going to Pittsburgh. Matt Alamo, his receiver, he's going to Pitt as well. Isaiah Hopkinson is very good. They beat a very good Renbeck Catholic team, 49-13, the 6th seed, to advance. You know, Pope John, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to mix it up offensively. We see if they can throw the ball a little bit more. That's when they've played the top teams, they've relied on Nico Horanish to throw the ball. But they're going to have to establish that run game, you know, with Burrell Neal and Terrence Jones. And then the guys up front we mention all the time, Bello and Peterson and Morelli and Murray and Ryan and Ronnie Fox, Jason Miller, you know, blocking for them. And Samuel Darrell's been a very good player for them. You know, he's like a wild card for them. They'll line him up in the Wildcat. They do a lot of nice things with him. So we'll see if Coach Carlson mixes it up on Saturday. And that defense is going to be there. You know, it all starts with the linebackers. I say them every week. I'm going to do it again. Ryan Greenhagen, Nick Danucci, Jake Brown, Ty Hronika, all do the great job. And then the guys in the secondary, Quidadamo and Charles and the rest of those guys. And the guys up front have to do the job. Richie Peters and Aiden Murray and Louis Montana. This is going to be a heck of a game. Does Pope John get that big win, that real big breakthrough win? I mean, Paramus Catholic was a breakthrough win. You know what? It's supposed to rain Saturday. Go with the Lions. They're going to get to the state final, and they're going to see their old nemesis, DePaul. DePaul's the number 1 seed. They're going to host an undefeated St. John Vianney team, who I think will give DePaul a game for a while. And then DePaul with Vinny DePalma, he's going to BC, and Daquan Robertson, he's going to Penn State. This is a really good DePaul team. I think we're going to have a Pope John DePaul state final like the old days, when it was parochial B, when Joe Lennon and the Spartans would come up to Sparta and play Vic Paternostro and the Lions. It's going to be an old-fashioned final, I think. I think Pope John gets the win. So those are the 4 games, 4 for 4. Will everyone go 4 for 4 this week? Then it'll be a heck of a state finals weekend. We'll be all over the place in Muggs Media. That'll be great for the area. Hopefully that can happen. So go out and check out those games, folks. And we'll be back with more here on the Sports Beat right after these messages here on Channel 10 and MuggsMedia.com.
As sure as the sun will rise, as sure as the leaves will fall, as sure as your Aunt Tilda's fruit loaf can be used as bricks, you can be sure that all November long, Franklin Sussex Automobile will save you thousands on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
Get a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express, just $169 a month. Or a new 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab, just $229 a month.
You can also be sure you'll get the credit help you deserve. You're sure to save more at Route 23 in Sussex.
Black Friday sales event.